Hello and welcome to The Dark Eye. I'll be your host, and to start off, let's create a new account. And we come to the first puzzle of the game already. Well, the game is called The Dark Eye, so it's no surprise where we click for the first puzzle. Not entirely sure of the purpose of this.
For the wild narrative which I'm about to tell, I neither expect nor ask for belief. It would be mad to expect such a thing, in a case where my own senses reject their evidence. Yet I'm not mad, and I surely do not dream.
And so, just click on this fellow's eyes again. And we find ourselves transported outside a castle-like mansion. There's only one thing we can do, so I guess let's knock on the door.
I suppose you're the young master Mr. Aldwych waits for. Go ahead on in.
And after that rude of disgust, I suppose, we head on into the house and see that the walls certainly don't look up tip-top, but, you know. And boy, is that a nice painting of a bird, I guess.
There you are. You haven't just come, but it's exceedingly dangerous to traverse the coast this time of day.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm so glad you came. I find that the pleasant company of my relations calms my nerves.
And in case you've ever heard William S. Burroughs' voice before,
It's a pastime of mine. By keeping my mind occupied, I attempt to dispel some of the constitutional agitation which afflicts me.
Well, I suppose it's nice if, you have very specific tastes. For most of us, though, it just sounds a bit like he's constipated. Or, I don't know, it's just a very strange voice, and it kind of sounds like he's deadpanning these lines.
Careful. I use a special thinner. The fumes can do all sort of damage to you. A painter I knew fairly went mad from it.
Ugh. Looks delicious. But I suppose let's just put that down.
Poor soul. He scratched out his own eyes in a fit of frenzy. His own eyes!
His own eyes! The game never explains quite why he's using a madness-causing paint thinner.
Keep the windows open.
And we can't interact with the windows either. But, man, that sure is a lovely painting. So, we have nothing else to say to our strange uncle, so I guess let's head upstairs, see what's going on up there.
What a delightful time that was.
Cousin, you've come. Oh, we're so happy.
Oh, dear brother, delighted to see you. Please, join us.
Henry has just been relating his adventures to me. He's been everywhere.
Has he?
But my travels are over. I'm ready to settle down.
How did you find Uncle Edwin? We're worried about him. He is consumed by his paintings.
Yeah, did you hear about that paint thinner? Crazy.
Well, you look a little peaked.
And before you know it, we're transported into a nightmare world. And all we can hear is this echoing in our heads. There's also piano in the room, but can't use it right now. So, I suppose, what better time to take a drink of alcohol than when you've been transported to a hellish dimension where the sky is orange and everything is tinged blue? I suppose let's pour ourselves a bottle. Why not? Just caress the side of this gently.
Revenge means nothing unless the avenger makes himself known to his victim.
I suppose so.
But of course, when one takes revenge, one wants to take it slowly. One wants to be avenged at length.
I guess. Anyways, let's head off. We can't go down that way. So I suppose let's see what these odd fellows are up to.
Sir?
Return to the villa. Tell the livery that I shall be out all night. They are forbidden to leave the house.
Yes, sir. Immediately, sir.
Sorry about the lag in between cutscenes.
That will ensure their immediate disappearance, now that my back is turned.
The game does tend to chug a bit, especially since it's running through DOSBox on Windows 3.1, but let's go look at that jester guy.
For years I've suffered his injuries, but now he has ventured upon insult.
That was strange. Anyways, I suppose let's go talk to him. Get our revenge somehow?
Oh, nice to see you. Who's that under the mask? Why, it's Montresor.
Fortunato. What a surprise. My dear Fortunato, I wonder if you could help me. I've bought a small cask of what passes for Amontillado, but I have my doubts.
Amontillado?
But I have my doubts.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you. A cast, Montresor. And in the middle of carnival? Impossible.
I have my doubts. I was foolish enough to pay full price without consulting Fortunato in the matter.
And for some reason, it also includes this guy, who I should mention is not present.
Casey has a discerning palate. Perhaps he could take a sip.
in the story at all.
Casey can't tell Amontillado from gutter water.
And the original quote is Amontillado from Sherry, but I think they changed it because most average gamers don't know the difference between Amontillado and Sherry. I don't know. So you may think we have to talk to Fortunato more, but nope, just head down to the end of this bridge, and he'll follow us.
Go.
Where?
Your vaults.
But surely your wife is looking for you.
She'll see me soon enough. Let us go.
So in Fortunato's haste to prove his palate, I suppose?
The streets grow dangerous at this hour.
We will soon arrive at the safety of my villa.
Neither of those lines are from the story either. Oh, wow. What an absolutely atrocious gate. Did you buy that on bargain too, Montresor? Too good of a deal to pass up? What's with the strange faces?
My friend, this is madness.
Quite a creaky gate, too. I should hope you bought it for cheap, Montresor. I wouldn't want you to, have paid full price for a crappy gate.
You are afflicted with a severe cold. The bolts are insufferably damp. They are encrusted with niter. Let us return. I'll consult Lucchese.
The cold is nothing. Though Casey is an ignoramus.
And that's the Family Herald. It's described quite differently in the story, but for some reason they did a snake going through a skull's eyeballs, because that makes perfect sense, right? So yeah, they didn't stick too closely to the story in this game.
This way.
So let's head on into the vault. A very subtle tonal shift, I see. So let's take a torch and head on in to the catacombs of Paris, I suppose. Montresor, are you telling me you store your wine in the same place you bury your ancestors? Yes, I suppose he does keep his wine. Just anywhere. Just throw it down there with all the corpses of my ancestors, / peasants who worked this land.
A draught of meadow will keep us from the damps.
Well, Fortunato got drunk quite fast, actually. It's fairly impressive.
He has a weakness.
Here, why not have another bottle?
Enjoy. It will still...
Montresor, are you saying everything really creepily, and declaring that he has a weakness? I mean, that's just a little bit suspicious, don't you think?
This way.
I suppose now he's totally drunk, though, so...
Along here. Revenge. Careful through here.
You'll have to excuse me while I stumble through, awkwardly. The walkthrough I use claims this is a maze, but actually, I think there is a certain way you can get through. It's just a little bit confusing. See, the way I think it ends is you have to go down to the end of the hallway, then turn right 3 times or so. But anyways, back to Fortunato.
Come, we will go back. Your health is precious. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy, as I once was. You are a man to be missed. For me, it's no matter.
Cough is nothing. It won't kill me. I won't die of a cough.
True, true.
Oh, Fortunato. So, now, this is where the maze, I say that in quotations, part starts. And, as you'll probably see in a few minutes, it's just me going back and forth in this hallway, trying to figure out what to do. And I really have no idea how to solve it. This is even worse when it's not split up 10 times, trust me. Not only does it lag, like, horribly, and it's not fun, but, I mean, it starts to get less creepy when you've spent 5 or so minutes in the same hallway, wandering back and forth until you can find a way out. I guess I can forgive the game though. Looking back at Fortunato, but he doesn't have anything to say yet. Hopefully I'll find this grotto soon. Oh, and I think at that point I just had to tab out to try and figure the way out, but alas, no help came, so I stumbled awkwardly through again, and then I realized.
Therein lies the Amontillado.
The Amontillado.
What was that, Fortunato? Didn't hear the last part of what you said. Okay, just go ahead and head on in there. Never mind these bones. They're not fresh, I promise. And this is me just fooling around with the game's mechanics. It's supposed to make that sound when you drag it all the way across, but... What is it indeed, Fortunato? You see, this whole thing was a clever trap. Ha ha!
Very damp here. One last time, let me implore you to return. No? Then I must leave you. But first...
Come on, Fortunato, just pull your arms out, then you can step over it. No? Well, let me just get my mortar, brick, and stone that was hidden cleverly underneath this pile of bones. Ha ha ha. And let me spend about an hour building a very nice wall with all these building materials. Oh, and at this point I didn't realize you didn't have to turn back to the bricks to keep placing them. All the way down here, and not a drop of Amontillado to be found. truly a cause for despair.
Joke. An excellent joke. We'll have many laughs about it at the palazzo over some wine.
The Amontillado.
Yes. The Amontillado.
Well, I'm glad that appeared, and I didn't actually have to build that.
It's getting late. My wife will be looking for me. Let us be gone.
Yes, let us be gone.
Oh, the magically appearing wall.
For the love of God, Montresor!
Yes, for the love of God. Fortunato.
Buddy? Oh, there's his jingling. That old clown.
My heart grows sick. It's due to the dampness.
Well, it must be. I mean, why would you care about Fortunato?
In pace requiescat.
Rest in peace in Latin.
It must have been a dream. A dream dark and disturbing, a haunting dream. I was glad to find myself back in Edwin's silent home.
Indeed, a dream. But anyways, now that we've experienced that, I suppose it's time to end the episode. Next part, I should say, we'll be back with Fortunato's side of the story, and maybe some extra poetry by Edgar Allan Poe, one of his most famous poems, called Annabel Lee, and it's read by none other than William S. Burroughs, favorite guy. Oh, and yes, this is the pause screen, so I suppose that was what the purpose of the eye puzzle at the beginning was, to tell you that the eye resumes the game.